production.
For me, boys, yeah. 1738. I'm like, hey, what's up, hello? Since your pretty ass soon as you came in the door. I just wanna chill, got a sack for us to roll. Married to the money, introduced her to my stove. Showed her how to whip it, now she remixing for low. She my track queen, let her hit the bando. We be counting up, watch how far them bands go. We just set it go, talking matching Lambos. I 56 a gram, 500 grams though. Man, I swear I love her, how she work the damn pole. Hit the strip club, we be letting bands go. Everybody hating, we just call them fans though. In love with the money, I ain't never letting go. And I get high with my baby, baby. I just left the mall, I'm getting fly with my baby, yeah. And I get ride with my baby, baby. I be in the kitchen cooking pies with my baby, yeah. And I get ride with my baby. I just left the mall, I'm getting fly with my baby, yeah. And I get ride with my baby. I be in the kitchen cooking pies. I'm like, hey, I hit the strip on my track quick, cause all we know is biz. I just might snatch a Ferrari and buy my boo a limb. I just might snatch her a necklace, drop a couple on the ring. She ain't wanting for nothing because I got her everything. Is big zoo up on the band though. Remind me where I can't go. With me, boys got the stamp though. Kind of hell of the bands though. Boy, how fucking your bands go fatty? Up on limit 50,000 K. How I stand though? If you check it from my pockets, I'm locked. And I get high with my baby, baby. I just left the mall, I'm getting fly with my baby, yeah. And I get ride with my baby, baby. I be in the kitchen cooking pies with my baby, yeah. And I get ride with my baby, baby. I just left the mall, I'm getting fly with my baby, yeah. And I get ride with my baby, baby. I be in the kitchen cooking pies. I'm like, hey, what's up, hello?
Doing great. Doing great. Another day of baseball. The grind continues. We're early on in the season. Shit's still fun. Optimism is still through the roof. Yeah, I mean, very average day. 5 wins, 5 losses. Was up a unit, though. We hit some longer shots here. I think the big one for me was Logan Gilbert. Did hit 9 strikeouts against the Tigers. Kind of a weird day for him overall. I know it was a tough watch for you, giving up some hits to the Tigers and not going as long as. Yeah, it was a weird day for sure. But hit his strikeout total. Giants won, so that's always a good day. I will lose like 10 units a day as long as the Giants keep winning. So, yeah, we live to fight another day, so I'm okay with it. It gave me enough energy to come back here this morning and do it all over again. Just okay. Yeah, we did. -1.5. Yeah, that game was weird because Toronto came out hot, scored like 3 runs in the first 3 innings. So I was like, okay, I feel good about this. And then there was just a lull in that middle of the game. And then it wasn't until the end that they started kind of, scoring some more runs, and we just needed one more from the Nats in the top of the 9th. But Hoffman came out, shut the door down, shut out our hopes and dreams. Hey, though, great call on the Eovaldi game. Complete game, shutout, 8 strikeouts. Yeah. Nice. I do got one play, and that is for the Reds to win in the first five. So I'm laying half a run with them. I got it at even odds over at BetMGM. Hunter Green looked great in his first outing against the Giants. And, so did Jack Leiter, but I still suspect that there's going to be a little bit more growing pains from Leiter. And the Reds, outside of yesterday, have been swinging a pretty hot bat. So I feel like this is a good spot for the Reds to take advantage here. And I think through five, they'll probably have a lead. So that's what I'm going with. That's my initial thought. Was also looking at some strikeout props. I believe Jack Leiter's is set at 4.5, and you can get some plus money taking the under. Now, I will say Reds historically tend to strike out a lot. So in terms of that, like it's a pretty good matchup for Jack Leiter. But, I don't know. 4.5 also kind of might be a tall order for him. Of the full game or strikeouts? Oh, okay, okay. But yeah, red spread in first five. I think that's a good one there. That's my first one. I got it at even money on BetMGM. I believe they've fallen a little bit. Okay. Yeah, I think the Reds. Yeah, I mean the Reds definitely have the pitching matchup in terms of starters, and they've been swinging it good enough to where I'll back them here. Yep. Hell yeah. Hmm. I don't have anything placed right now, but I have a very strong lean to the under in the first five. Total set at 3.5. It is still pretty juiced though, so I think that was my hesitation. It was a low line and juice to the under already, but we are getting obviously one of the best pitchers in the game, Paul Skeens, and Ryan Pepio, who looked great in his first outing, and he's a nasty pitcher. He's a real good pitcher going up against a pretty weak Pirates lineup. So I'm assuming everyone here is on the under. If I get a feels good from you, first five under, I could ride. I could do it. Although minus 125, I will say is a little bit more than I like to be spending on this play. Mm. I will say one thing to watch is that weather expects to be pretty warm, so balls should be flying more, and then there's also some wind blowing out to left. So I'm seeing that the balls are going to be carrying well in this one. Again, great pitchers, not great offenses, but Mother Nature might not be on our side if we do decide to go under. I'm not locking anything in yet, but I will definitely put it on. I'll put it on the bulletin. Circle back to it. I don't have any plays, although I will say Kansas City even odds plus 100 feel like a pretty good bet once again. To me, Cole Reagans is just in a different tier than Freddie Peralta. Like I like Freddie a lot, but Cole Reagans I think is actually like one of the best pitchers in all of MLB. And like do we all of a sudden trust the Brewers pitching? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they just went on like a little 4 or 5 game skid where they couldn't get anybody out, but you know, you what? So no one's heard you this
No one
entire
has heard
time?
me this entire time. Damn.
That's crazy.
Oh my god. Well, at least Tony's spitting fucking bars. Damn.
Wow.
Well,
That's
we're
so
back
unfortunate.
now. I didn't say
All right, do
fucking
you wanna-
much. I didn't say much. I'm just gonna
Wait.
recap real quick what I said.
Yeah.
I'm fine with the first 5. I'm down with the first 5 for the Pirates. If you want to take the under there, the Reds. I was on pretty much all of Tony's plays. I didn't really add too much context there. That's very interesting. And then for the Pirates play, I have pretty much Skeens over 7.5 strikeouts. I'm going to be having a write-up come up on that later, but pretty much a lot of right-handed pitchers. He's better against righties. One of the best strikeout pitchers in the game. In a great matchup. Should be good weather to be able to get some strikeouts here. So I like Skeens over 7.5 for the value, and maybe we can ladder that even more. Good thing we only made it through 2 games before that happened, but that's tragedy. But I didn't even realize that. All right, but we're back now. That's so lit. Okay, that's kind of gas. All right, well, Tony had the fucking show there for a second.
I was going rogue with it.
At least you're spitting bars, so that's fine. Anyway, get back to the Royals and Brewers.
Yeah, I mean, Royals, I like them. I like them at even odds here.
Yeah, no, I mean, anytime you get the Royals again, I mean, the Brewers are just bad, but they burned us yesterday. Are we doubling down with the Royals here? I kind of like it.
I kind of like it too. I kind of like their pitching matchup here. I also trust the Royals bullpen a lot more than the Brewers, so I think they should have the pitching edge here throughout the game. But again, not locking anything in. But Royals money line. Let's keep that in mind if we don't have enough plays by the end of this.
Yeah, okay, we could definitely come back to that. What do y'all think of Freddie not allowing a run in the first, aka the Nerfy?
The Nerfy. What's the odds?
Let me look. I haven't looked at the Nerfy for this game yet, but Nerfy's minus 120 on Caesars.
That's kind of tough, dude. Freddie makes me a little nervous. I feel like he's definitely capable of getting popped in the first, especially when you got like India, Witt, and Pasquantino coming up. Like Royals, it's not a deep lineup, but like their first 3-4 is pretty fucking nice. I don't know. I probably wouldn't sign up for a Nerfy there.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, the odds are a little bit long for me to take that Nerfy. He's either gonna get shelled or it's gonna cash. Yeah, that's normally how Freddie works. So we'll see how it goes. I wouldn't take it personally. I'm kind of off it, but if you want to take the shot on Freddie, go ahead. Angels and Cards. Our next game up, another 115 game. Angels How we feeling? Plus 130 or plus 128. You get that plus 124 on the main books. And then minus 136 for the cards. Over-unders 8.5. All the money's with the cards. All the spread is with the cards. And the total is mainly on the under. Sonny Gray against Kikuchi. How do you feel about? I know you're a Kikuchi lover, so how do you feel? Pause. How do you feel about that? And the match.
Dude, I like both these pitchers a lot. Kikuchi and Sonny Gray, I feel like I'm probably higher on than like the general opinion. But I was looking at Gray over strikeouts. I think depending on where you're seeing it, it's like super juiced at 5.5. But then you can get some plus money if you go 7 or more strikeouts. So that was something I was definitely considering. And then also, but like, I also kind of like the Angels straight up on the money line. So I think that was what I was conflicting. It's like, I think Angels plus 136 is 135 is, I think, the highest that I'm seeing. So, I mean, I think the Angels are definitely live dogs with Kikuchi on the mound. And then also kind of like the under in the first 5. You know, the line set at 4.5. I think it's minus 115. These pitchers aren't necessarily like known for limiting runs. Like they definitely let up some long shots here and there, but you know, they're more strikeout guys, but I don't know. I kind of like them both, and they both got good matchups here. I think we can see a little bit of a pitching duel. I think it's an underrated duel we got going on here.
No, I like Sonny Gray a lot in this one, and obviously Kikuchi, the old Blue Jay goat there. So I like both these pitchers as well. I'm probably not as high on them as you are, but I definitely like them, and I like the under in the first 5. I think that's a really good shout. Minus 115 is where I'm seeing it at, and I think I really like that value for this, unless I'm missing something. Yeah, minus 115 is the best one on BetMGM. So I like that spot for sure. I think you're right in the pitching duel for sure. Pairing with that, I like Sonny Gray to go over 6.5 Ks for plus 130. We're getting good plus money here, and he recorded 6 strikeouts through 5 innings, throwing 77 pitches on opening day. And the Angels struck out the 8th highest rate last year, and Gray recorded 9 strikeouts against them when he pitched against them last season. He's also, again, 84th in Ks per 9, 79th in swing to strike percentages. Just all great metrics pretty much he has for all the pitching metrics. We can see he's pretty much in the 80-plus range of everything. And Gray's also above a 35% strikeout rate against 4 of the 9 batters in this lineup. So he's been cooking this Angels lineup for the most part. So I think he can easily crush this 6.5 mark. We've been like absolutely killing it on the strikeout lines to start the year, as we've only missed 1 so far to start the season. So I feel really good about this Gray lineup plus 130. And I think he has a really good spot here to crush. And I think the under that you said also paired with it is a really good bet.
Is DK the best odds you're seeing?
That's what it was earlier. I can look at it now at 6.5. You can get it at 5.5 for minus 120 on ESPN Bet if you want to not take the plus money, but it might be more.
Nah, give me 6. What's the best 6? Or sorry, 7.
Pitching
6.5.
Yeah, 6.5. Now it's on ESPN Bet is the highest. Plus 150 on ESPN Bet, so it went up.
You kidding me?
I'll probably double down. I'll a little double dabble. Plus 150 is great odds.
I gotta find this one. I'm all in.
You can get on DK for 140 if you want to do that instead.
Yeah, I'm gonna fucking have to.
I'm
just gonna have to grow up and get ESPN Bet.
You gotta get ESPN Bet, Stain. Dude, they're still blocking my fucking bets. It's so annoying. Yesterday I tried to place a fucking thing and it was like, yeah, you can only place $8 on SGA. I'm like, this is insanity. I was like, how about Miles?
You gotta tank some bets to get your limits back up.
Dude, it was insane.
You just gotta throw in some parlays that aren't gonna hit.
I got to or something, because it was like I was like Miles Turner rebounds. They gotta let me do that one, right? Nope. They're like, yeah, you got a $6 limit on that. $6. The fuck am I?
$6.
The fuck does this look like? $6.
Okay. We're on Sonny Gray 7 strikeouts. Are we also gonna go with the under in first 5?
Yeah, I can do that. Best odds I think was.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. Do you like that more than Kikuchi strikeouts? Like, should we just double down on strike? It's just everybody striking out this game.
Let me look into Kikuchi real quick. I looked at it earlier, but I don't know why it didn't take it.
I'm seeing five. I mean, I'm seeing 5.5 at -105. Or no, FanDuel's got +102 at 5.5 for Kikuchi. So,
yeah. Kikuchi at 5 versus
I mean,
White Sox.
In terms of, I feel like the Cardinals aren't that heavy of a strikeout team, but maybe that
they struck out the 5th fewest last season.
Interesting. Okay.
Against
what about against lefties?
That's what I'm looking at right now. Most of the lineup is in, like only 14, 10, 11, 18, 11. Only 3 batters strike out over 20% of the time in their lineup versus lefties. So
yeah, not great. Not great.
The best for strikeout lines, but I still think he's going to be able to pitch to contact and get some easy outs. I mean,
I think yeah.
We don't have a head-to-head match.
Doesn't make me
either.
Yeah, I mean, Kikuchi can definitely get hit around hard sometimes.
Yeah. He's going to see the volume, though, I feel like. He's guaranteed to see probably through, I mean, unless they rake him, like 6. 5.5 ain't
Cooch.
I think I like the under better, though, for the first 5.
Okay.
I think I feel more comfortable with that.
Yeah,
Kikuchi's
I'm
about
good
to
with
drop
that.
like 12 Ks.
Yeah, Kikuchi gonna throw a perfect game, 27 strikeouts.
We're gonna look back at this and be like, "What the fuck?"
Trying to find a.
Let me lock in this real quick.
All right, talk me into it. There we go, doubling down. I actually have both these pitchers on my fantasy team, so I'm gonna be like glued to the fucking game. Yeah, dude, I probably drafted him way too high, but again, something about Kikuchi and Sonny Gray. I'm a sucker for dudes who have some nasty strikeouts, you know.
No, that's fair.
You can get a pitcher with a nice like GIF, and they're like GIF machines. You know, you see on Twitter all the time like some nasty strikeouts they have, and I'm like, I'm all in.
All in. And then the BetMGM
first 5.
Yeah, BetMGM. Dub.
Yeah.
Locking it in, Sedin.
Same. All right, I'm good with this game.
Real quick, let me finish placing this in, and then we'll be good to move on to the next one. 5 innings.
Both these offenses suck.
Dub. All right. Yeah, we can keep it pushing now. Nate said it's also Angels aren't great on the road. Long travel for them as well. That's also a good point.
I mean, they've been on the road for a while now. Like, this is their 3rd game in St. Louis.
Yeah. So
dude, I can't believe I had the under of Liberatore strikeouts yesterday, and he went over 3.5 with his last 2 batters. It was pissing me off, dude. I think they were both the last 2 strikeouts he had, they were both he caught him looking. These dudes were just standing there with their dick in their hands, losing me my bet.
Yeah, that's rough.
I know.
That was like when I took fucking Skeens under walks and he walks the last 2 batters right before he fucking gets pulled. I was like, that's sick. It's like the same thing where it's like, motherfucker.
One last fuck you before I go.
It's like, oh, you thought your bet was getting cashed. Watch this.
Yeah.
It's like, motherfucker, what the?
Wrong.
Okay. Then what do we do? Then we have the Twins, White Sox at the 210 slot. Twins are favored at -170. White Sox +170. We're getting a over/under of 6.5 and 7.5 for the under. The money line is all with Minnesota. The spread is with the White Sox, and the total is on the over. Lopez versus Burke on the mound. How you feeling?
Yeah, I hate this matchup. White Sox still like one of the worst teams ever in the history of the MLB, and then Twins are kind of just playing down to their level right now. They were able to pull off the win yesterday, but for a while in like the first 5 or 6 innings, it did not look good for the Twins. So, yeah, I mean, it's Pablo Lopez. Like, still think he's a phenomenal pitcher. I actually don't remember his first start. But regardless, like it's such an easy matchup. He should be able to. Shut down the White Sox. And I don't know, dude. Like it's. I'm just so uninterested in any type of White Sox game.
No, I am as well. I don't have. If I'm not mistaken, I don't have anything for this game. No, I don't. So I think we can move on from this game unless something comes to you or you see something. But
no, not really. I'm like kind of interested in Sean Burke a little bit. Yeah, but it's just, again, White Sox just make everything gross.
Yeah, no, for sure. Nationals and Blue Jays.
There we go.
Jays. Over is now at 8.5. You can take it at. Money line is 50-50 split. Spread is on Toronto. Total is on the over 92%. Damn. Mackenzie Gore versus Easton Lucas, on the mound. Blue Jays are plus 100. Nationals are minus 106. So pretty much even odds both ways. First 5. Over under 4.5. Where are you feeling this game?
Yeah, it's interesting because I feel like I don't know if Gore's being like overvalued here because of the first start that he had. He went like, I think he went like 7 innings deep with like a dozen strikeouts against the Phillies.
Yeah.
And it was like a super good showing. And I think it was encouraging because historically Gore struggles against lefties, even though he's a lefty. And with the Phillies, you obviously have Harper, Schwarber, I don't know, other lefties like Scott, Marsh, whatever. So it's encouraging, but we've seen good outings from Gore before. There's a little bit of like his sequencing that he changed up in his pitch arsenal. I think it was like he wasn't throwing sliders anymore to the lefties. Mm-hmm. Don't quote me on that. I read something where he was changing up his pitch arsenal. It may have worked to his benefit. Maybe he found something, but like, if you were to tell me that Gore hadn't pitched at all this year and like this was his first start that he was making, I would kind of feel like this is too much respect for the Nats. But at the same time, I also kind of want to hop on the Mackenzie Gore train.
Yeah, I mean, if he's going to cook, I kind of want to let him cook,
Yeah.
Where it's like, it's also, I feel like also fool's gold, where it's like you come out and you fucking destroy the Phillies and then you come into the next game and you're just going to play like you have been for the past however long, Going to come back down to earth a little bit. So for me, I think, I don't know if I really want to buy into anything here. I'm kind of just indifferent.
I would love it if the Nats were like slight dogs here. Like if they were like plus whatever 120 or something, I think it'd be great. Yeah. But them favored kind of feels not correct.
Yeah, and I'm also biased as fuck, so that definitely doesn't help me not caring for the Nationals in this one. Yeah.
Although, like, I don't really know what like Easton Lucas is, to be honest.
Nothing.
Like, I feel like
nothing.
I think he has
a
little bit of an MLB track record. He's pitched 18 total innings in the big leagues.
He doesn't even have a fucking picture on the goddamn site.
Yeah, this is his first start.
Yeah.
I don't even know how long he's expected to go. I did not do my research on Easton Lucas, so
I can look it up now.
Nats aren't the worst offense by any means. So, I actually could ride either way if you felt strongly. But I don't have any player props or any real plays here.
Yeah, I don't either for this game. I kind of want to stay away from the Easton Lucas train. He's bounced around a little bit. Yeah, considering his ERA in 2024 was 10, probably not hot.
Maybe I haven't looked at the first 5 odds. Maybe it's like, Nats to win in the first 5. Their money line, not even the spread, but I see a minus 115.
Yeah, if you take them if you take them to
cover,
cover for 5.5, it's plus 115. Yeah, plus 115.
Plus 115.
The first 5. Cover.
Cover half a run. I don't hate it.
Plus 115 on BetMGM and ESPN Bet, which your favorite.
Between those two, do you have a strong lean?
At this point,
I think
I'd rather take the plus money. but that's just me, you know.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm like completely there with Mackenzie Gore.
Hey, listen, we can come back to it.
But like
We have a lot of time
it's
to
also
circle back.
yeah. All right. You know, like I also might be putting way too much respect on whoever the fuck Easton Lucas is. Like this dude could get blown up.
Yeah, no, 100%. All right, Chicago Cubs and Athletics. We got to pick up some pace here so we can get done within the hour. Chicago Cubs and the Athletics. Money line is split down in the center, but most of the bet percentage is on the Cubs. Spread is with the Cubs, and the over is at 92%. Jeffrey Springs versus Jameson Talley. What's it? Talion? I can never fucking say his name right. And then Chicago Cubs plus 106, Athletics minus 115, over under 8.5 and 9. I think if there's one thing that's a lock in the MLB, it's me never being able to pronounce anybody's fucking name right. Whenever I'm playing like the show or anything, everyone's like, "That's not how you say it." I'm like, "Well, that's how I'm gonna fucking say it." It's always like this.
That's what it is now.
Yeah.
Permanently.
Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen about like 30 something runs between these two teams in the first two games at the new Sacramento Stadium. So part of me just kind of wants to keep riding with the over. I do think Springs and Tyone respectively are really good pitchers. But both these lineups can definitely hit. And yeah, I mean, I think this might just be what happens when you put two major league teams in a minor league ballpark. Like you get a lot of home runs. So yeah, I'm definitely interested in some overs here.
Brent Rooker home run plus 370.
He did go yard last night. I don't know if that like
Back-to-back?
helps or hurts that case.
I think it probably
Back to
hurt it,
back?
low-key.
Yeah, probably.
Probably juices the odds a little bit down, but
Jeffrey Springs is kind of interesting. He's a dude that was like highly touted, was phenomenal pitcher before suffering a couple injuries, and part of me kind of feels like he's probably undervalued in some of his prop markets, but I also have a lot of hesitancy with like the Cubs lineup and this ballpark. So you could talk me into the over. You could also like talk me into Springs having a pretty good game, but yeah, I don't have any plays for this one.
yeah, I don't have any off of my sheet for today either. So we can kind of skim over this one unless something really comes to you or strikes the mind. But we can head on to Detroit and Seattle. Minus 122 for Detroit. Seattle plus 115. Over 6.5. Under what the fuck? 7.5.
Yeah,
why is
it's
it
low.
Yeah, 6.5 is the spread. Holy shit. Money line is Detroit. Spread is Detroit. Over is at 70% of the market. Schoolball versus yeah, this makes a lot of sense. Yeah, the pitchers are going to be dominating in this game, to say the least. I actually have a Schoolball play here. Yeah, I'll hop straight into that. Schoolball under 1.5 earned runs you get for plus 100. I feel like that's a pretty good spot. Let me just double check that that's still where it's at from when I took it this morning. Under 1.5, it's plus 105. No, it's bet 365. Yeah, it's still plus 100. So he's gonna get a plus 100. Again, coming off a tough opening day, face the Dodgers. It's obviously tough, but now he faces a Mariners team that plays into his favor. Only gave up 1 and 2 runs against them last season. Mariners have scored more than 2 runs in the first 6 innings in only 1 game this season. Now they're facing, again, one of the best pitchers in all of the MLB. Mariners are a nice cold offense going against Schoolball. I like the hot hand, or what will be a hot hand in Schoolball, as he kind of picks it up here after the Dodgers. So I think that's where I'm leading. The over-under kind of favors that as well, being such a low total. Tell me your thoughts on this game and if you like that play at all.
Yeah, I like it a lot. I think Schoolball should have a huge bounce back. You're going from like the hardest matchup against the Dodgers to probably the easiest matchup, Seattle in Seattle. And so I took the under of 3.5 in the first 5. I think Schoolball should have like a shutout performance. And I think Castillo in his own right is really good. And this Tigers offense has been able to score runs in the series so far. Like they've been able to manage the batter's eye, which is normally challenging to most teams. They've been able to manage it pretty well, but I still think at the end of the day, like this is a harder place to hit than anywhere in the MLB. Like more than it is easy to hit in Coors, more than it is like easy to hit in Cincinnati when the weather's right. Like this place is harder, if you know what I'm saying. Like on the opposite ends of the spectrum there. But so I took the under 3.5. It is kind of juiced at -120. Wish I could have got better price there, but I kind of just want to see both these pitchers deal. You know, like I just want to see both these pitchers in their element. So
I agree.
don't know if it's like a great price, also super low number, but I think like we're gonna see some master classes from these two.
Yeah, I agree. Nate's asking Athletics and Chicago. Both pitchers are favored to go over 2.5 earned runs on UD. What you think?
Over 2.5 for Springs, over 2.5 for Tyon. Again, like I think it's just gonna be the ballpark. I think a lot of times games in Sacramento, at least in the early part of the season, you can kind of just again, responsibly, but you can kind of just blindly bet the over there. I think it's just such a tough call. We have such a short sample size, but again, we've seen so many home runs and so many runs scored in the first 2 games there. And, you know, like Severino is kind of an average pitcher, but Steele is definitely no slouch. I think Steele's a great pitcher, but he also kind of had some trouble there. I guess outside of Steele, we haven't actually seen like that many good pitchers pitch there yet. But just from like a bird's eye view, general sense, like A's at home, gonna be a lot of over bets there. Yeah. I think if you're gonna take an individual pitcher over 2.5 runs, did he have odds there, like the pricing for it?
He said they're just favored to go over 2.5 earned runs. I haven't. That's all he gave me.
Oh.
I'm not on Underdog right now, or I can't see it. So.
Yeah,
but I'm gonna assume they're probably the normal, like probably be like a 0.9x or something. I can look it up.
Really?
I would assume.
Nah, that's kind of unfortunate.
Yeah,
2.5's like a fairly tall line. I mean, again, it's gonna be 2.5 for most guys, like 1.5 for your aces. But you know, I don't know. I guess I would have hoped they had like plus money on that. I don't know. I think also though, if you're going to bet like not on Underdog and use an actual book, you might as well go like full game, just because the A's bullpen outside of Mason Miller is like tragic. And, you know, Cubs got some guys that are, it's a balanced bullpen, but it's, you know, I think the A's can take advantage of there. I'd rather have the full 9 to score runs.
I only see Springs is favored. Allione is even odds on UD from what I'm seeing.
Okay.
So,
again, like this point in the season, like I'm pretty willing to kind of just always take overs in the Sacramento Stadium.
Yeah, no, I agree. I like that spot as well. 1.13 and 1. Okay, so yeah, so it's even and then 1.13. All right, yeah, no, I like that spot. We'll take that, Nate. Anyway, I'm gonna go next game. Your Giants versus the Houston Astros. Wasting no time, hopping straight into this one. Over under 7.5. Plus 150 for the Giants, minus 163 for the Astros. The money line is with Houston. The spread is with Houston. And the total is on the under. Framber makes his way to the mound versus Landon Roop. And then
Roop. Got it right the second time.
Yeah, well, it's going to probably take 2 tries. We're almost there, man, anybody. And then the first 5 is 3.5 and 4.5 on the totals. Kind of juiced on both, so I'd probably stay away from those. But where are you feeling in this game? Your boys.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see what we get from Landon Roop. I actually didn't think he was going to be part of the rotation. I thought it was going to be a battle between Kyle Harrison and Hayden Birdsong. And so for it to be Roop as the 5th starter, I think that's like an encouraging sign. Like he beat out 2 other pretty highly touted prospects for that 5th spot. And Houston's offense so far in the season has been pretty sluggish. So I can see Roop having a good day. Framber Valdez, obviously a stud. Giants lineup is okay. Not anything great, not anything outstanding. So I do definitely lean with the under. Haven't checked out pricing for the first 5. I'm going to look at that real quick. Do you have any plays for this one?
No, I don't have any place for this one. But I can ride in
Okay.
a play that you feel very strongly about.
So looking at the total for first 5, it looks like DK has it at 3.5. Other places have 4.
Yeah, minus 140 for what I'm seeing. For the
I think
over.
FanDuel has 4.5, but it's at minus 132,
Yeah,
which
this
is
the under. Yep, minus
very
132.
expensive. But it also feels really good that this game probably stays under 4.5 in the first 5. Spread wise, I don't. It's kind of expensive, but I wouldn't hate laying half a run with the Astros in the first 5, just because I think Valdez is such an advantage over Roop. And like I said earlier, some concerns with the Astros scoring, but like I feel pretty confident that Valdez is going to, be vintage Valdez. So after kind of saying that out loud, I think I'm leaning towards the under in the first 5.
All right. I mean, you could take the juice there, but I don't mind it.
I'm down to go. So again, bunch of different numbers here, but at BetMGM, I'm seeing 4 minus 110. I don't know if that's better than 3.5 at plus 110.
Yeah. I think I'd rather go 4 for the minus 110 to cover your ass in case. But it's
Yeah, win a little less, but then there's that push possibility if it does hit 4.
Yeah.
And then there's also DK at 4.5, but pretty expensive.
Yeah, it's expensive for sure. Minus 132. I would think I would lean the minus 4 or the under on 4, the minus 110.
We could also maybe take just one side of it and go Framber Valdez under runs allowed. I'm trying to pull that up real quick. It's probably super expensive though. It's probably
Under, yeah,
not.
minus 1. Fuck it. Oh, for one, you want 1.5, 2. He's under 2.5 earned runs. Is that minus 175?
Yeah,
Minus
that's not
180,
going to work.
That's not at all. Laying the whole back on Framber Valdez.
We can also keep this one in mind. I'm very close to betting it, but like probably want another second to sit on it. Pause.
We can we can circle back to that one. We'll keep it pushing here. Cleveland and the Padres at the 410 slot here. Cleveland at plus 167, Padres minus 178. Over under is 7.5. Everything is with the Padres. All the spread is with the Padres, and everything's on the over at 92%. Cease and Lively on the mound. How you feeling?
Yeah, big pitching advantage with the Padres here. Cease is an ace. Ben Lively, I don't dislike, but I don't think he does anything necessarily special. And the Padres kind of just rolling right now, so wouldn't want to step in front of them. No strong opinions here. 7.5 feels a little low. So I guess I could go over there, but actually before I say that, let me get a quick weather report here. Doesn't look like weather is going to be much of a factor. So yeah, if I had to pick, I guess I'd go over 7.5. But
I'm gonna tell the people real quick what apps you use for weather and whatnot. I get that question all the time. But
so I think RotoWire has a good one. They give you like little tidbits about the weather. Basically, like what they said here is moderate winds with strong gusts will blow across the diamond from left to right. A lot of times they'll throw in like a 1-sentence line, like overall weather will have minimal impact. So that's kind of where I go when doing these shows. And I just need like a one quick line of like, what the fuck's the weather going to be? So that, I guess that would be my 101, RotoWire.
yeah, I always say RotoWire or my Baseball Pal or whatever. Yeah, I think it's Baseball Pal and Ballpark Pal. Excuse me. And those are the two that I use probably the most between the sites that I always have up tabbed on my thing when I'm looking at any sort of line. So those are the two I would use. Ballpark Pal is pay though, so you have to pay $10 to kind of get most of the access. So if you want free, go to RotoWire. Anyway, we'll keep it pushing here.
I got nothing.
Yeah, I don't really have anything here. Looking at my sheets and stuff. Outside of that, keep the Padres rolling. Mets Marlins. Mets
Yes,
minus
sir.
200 Marlins plus 185 over under 8.5. Everything's with the Mets. Everything's with the Mets. Everything's on the over. Clay Holmes against Connor Giuseppe.
Gillespie.
Right? Gillespie. Fucking
Gillespie.
yeah, whatever. You really said that.
You're good.
I just fucking suck. Anyway, can't read. Failed my spelling test in 5th grade. Anyway, New York Mets, Marlins. Where you at with this game? How do you feel about it? I think I do have one prop for this game. Let me pull it up. But you can spit real quick.
Yeah, I don't have a ton of confidence in Miami pulling up an upset here. Clay Holmes, very interesting pitcher, obviously converted reliever, making a second start this season. First start didn't go horribly. I think it could have gone better for him. Definitely needs to throw more strikes. Was wasting a lot of pitches. I think he only went 4 innings. I think part of that was how he was pitching. I think another part of that is just, being the converted reliever, he's probably not stretched out to go deep into games. But with that said, I do have a play here. Clay Holmes over 5.5 strikeouts for plus 145.
Yeah, that's good.
I got that over at DK. Miami, obviously just terrible offense, high strikeout totals, and Clay Holmes got some good strikeout stuff in his arsenal. I would say he's more of a ground ball pitcher. I think he should be able to go longer in this game than he did last start.
Yeah.
But yeah, great. Either way, great matchup for Clay Holmes, and I think he could rack up some strikeouts in here.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty good spot here. The one play I did have that I like for the plus money that you could get at, where if you pair with Clay Holmes, I feel like there's 2 pretty good spots, is Juan Soto over 2.5 HRR. I guess it's a high line, but you're getting plus money juice on it. You can get it all the way up to plus 125 is what I'm seeing it at. So I like that spot for him. Obviously, he's hit this already once this year against Houston, but he has a really good matchup here against right-handed pitchers. He rakes in general. Batting so far this season versus righties, over 250 versus righties. Again, it's a little bit split with the lefties, but his what's it, Giuseppe? What the fuck? How do you say it? Whatever the fuck.
Gillespie.
Whatever the fuck.
Just call him Giuseppe. Honestly, fuck it.
Yeah,
just put the accent in there wherever it goes.
I don't. Anyway,
Honestly,
he sucks.
Giuseppe's a way cooler name.
Yeah, no, it definitely is. But he sucks versus left-handed pitchers, giving up a batting average of over 300 versus lefties so far. And overall, Juan Soto just rakes right-handed pitchers, especially last season. If we go back to those statistics, batting about 300 versus righties over the course of the season, with a crazy good ISO barreling the ball. So I really like that spot for him. Plus, he's gone against him one time in his career, so I think it's kind of like a new at-bat for him. I would say, in this matchup, he hasn't really seen anybody on this Mets team in general. So I think it'll be a pretty good spot for Soto to kind of take advantage and have a pretty big day here for the Mets. He's also just due to have another big day. So I like that spot for the plus money. But outside of that, that's really all I have.
All right. I like it.
Yeah. All right. We can keep it pushing, though. Keep it pushing. Red Sox and Orioles stains.
Okay.
Would you push Holmes to 6.5 Ks? That's a question.
It gets really tough after that spot just because I don't know how long in this game he's actually going to go. Is the price did he put the price in there? Whoever asked the question?
I didn't put the price. He just asked.
No.
Would you ladder it pretty much?
I mean, I think his normal line is 5.5, and then I already took the alternative 6.5. So, although last time I checked, I think his 5.5 line was kind of juiced at minus 130, maybe 40. If you're willing to go that expensive with a play, obviously, I don't know. I personally hate laying anything more than minus 120. I don't think it's wise to do that, but you could ladder it and just go 5.5, 6.5.
Okay.
7.5. My real concern is just the amount of batters that Clay Holmes is actually going to see.
No, yeah, I agree with that. I don't think he's going to go very deep into this game. We do have Garrett Crochet in the next game, which should be interesting for the Red Sox, who, fucking again, I'll say it one more time. If you're going to take an under in this game, you might as well go Devers. Can't hit fucking anything.
Yeah.
Baltimore Orioles, it's been printing money if you've been taking it. I feel like I've been suggesting it to people every time, and I haven't taken it once because I just am nervous, but I feel like I should be taking it. It's free cash. Anyway, against the Orioles, the Red Sox are favorites at -113, over under 7.5. The money line is with Boston. The spread is with Boston. The total is on the under of this game. How do you feel about this game? Are there any plays that you like or dislike in this one?
I don't have any plays for this one. I will say though, it's Baltimore is probably one of those teams that anytime you can get them at a dog or plus money, like probably a good bet. So if I had to lean one way, I would say that, you know, Orioles can pull off a win here. Eflin is like, yeah, he's fine. He's a very like comparable or like very fine starter. You know, if he's like the third or fourth guy in your rotation, you feel totally fine about. But obviously, big pitching matchup here. Garrett Crochet is fucking him. Just got the contract extension, so I would lean Orioles in this one.
Yeah. Devers under a hit is plus 145 right now. And I'm going to be honest, that is really hard. Or plus 150 to not take.
It is tough. It is tough. I mean, if you've done it every day.
Too. He only against Eflin in 11 plate appearance. He's batting 100.
Yeah. I'm not against it, like riding with the Devers under. I will say though that I was seeing, I think it was a Red Sox beat reporter or something put a piece out there basically being like Devers, even in his best season, which I think was 21, like had a stretch similar to this in the middle of the season where he was whatever, like 0 for 20 with like 15 strikeouts or something. Like, yeah, I mean, it's not great for Devers right now. Looks absolutely lost out there. It's not catching up to any fastballs, but I don't expect it to be going on. I don't expect the struggles to be going on forever. So,
no, I also
bet it with a little caution there if you're going to.
Did you see everyone comparing him to like Chris Davis? They were like, he's gonna pull a Chris Davis and go like 0 for 50 or something. I was like, nah, that's insane.
There's just no way he's at that Chris Davis level.
He's not having that type of collapse yet. But I never know.
Yeah.
What's odds?
Still early.
Anyway.
Yeah.
We'll keep it pushing here. I don't really have any other plays for this game, so unless you do.
I'm good.
All right. Keep it moving there. Next game in Stain. Rockies and Phillies. Should be a quick one. Over 6.5 is a spread under 7.5. In Philly, money line 95% Philly, spread Philly, total on the under. Wheeler and Freeland are on the mound. Thoughts, feelings, concerns. Where you at?
So I do have a play here. I got Kyle Freeland to go under 4.5 strikeouts. I'm trying to pull up the exact price that I got.
Yeah,
it was plus money,
plus 105.
plus 106 at FanDuel. I mean, Kyle Freeland's never been a big strikeout guy throughout his career. Had a pretty good outing his first time around, but you know, the Rays is a much different lineup than the Phillies. I do think the Phillies strike out a little bit more against lefties comparative to righties, but yeah, I kind of feel like the Phillies can make mincemeat out of any starting pitcher, so could be a short day for Freeland. Plus, he's not much of a strikeout guy. Didn't really go over this line much in his prior season. I don't have the exact number, but I can pull it up quickly here.
JL just commented and said, y'all better not be talking shit on my O's.
We're backing your O's. If anything, we're betting. We're not actually betting on the O's. I'm not, but like I would if I had to. Kyle Freeland, all of last year, only 33% of the time did he have 5 or more strikeouts. So, yeah, I don't know. Interesting number here. I feel like I'm missing something because I really don't think of Kyle Freeland as much of a strikeout guy.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of like that spot. Under 4.5 plus money. I mean, anytime you can get plus money on that, I feel great about it. My only concern would be Phillies striking out. They've been I mean, their swing percentage is high as fuck right now, but anything outside of that, I'm pretty good with it. Freeland's not really a big K's guy. On the other side, Wheeler's line's at 8.5, dude. Like,
I mean, it's high, but it's the Rockies.
I feel like low-key could hit it with plus 102.
No numbers too high against the Rockies.
No, I know. I kind of want to take it, but I'm itching. But I'm not going to. I don't think. I'll stay away from it. Anyway, Diamondbacks Yankees is our next one. 7:05 first pitch. Yankees minus 130. Diamondbacks plus 127. Over under 7.5 money line. Everything with the Yankees. They're just dissing our snakes. I don't know how I feel about it. Rodon versus Gowan on the mound. I looked into this game earlier for my TikTok. I found a few different plays in there, but you can start ripping on what your thoughts and feelings are for this game.
I don't have any plays on it yet. Again, you could kind of talk me into the over of 7.5. It's a pretty low line, and we got two good offenses here. And yeah, I mean the Yankees are just having a fucking field day at home right now with these torpedo bats. So Zach Gallen and Carlos Rodon are obviously like they're good pitchers, but they're not. Like Rodon can get lit up. Like they both are susceptible to begin hit hard, and you got the bats in the lineup to do so. So
yeah, no,
I think.
Go ahead.
I'm like really leaning strongly on the over of 7.5.
Yeah, no, I am. I like the over for sure. I like Cattell right now. I like Cattell HRR minus 120. 1.5. He's hit this in 3 of first 5 games so far this season against Rodon. He bats very well, batting about 300 versus him in the past. Since 2021 is the stat. And then in general, Rodon versus lefties this season is giving up almost a batting average of 400 at 375. Obviously limited plate appearances, but still. In 2024, it was about like the same thing of just a worse split against lefties comparative to righties. And obviously with Cattell being a switch hitter, he's going to be hitting both sides. So we do have to look into that. But I think Cattell right now is rolling, and I kind of want to just take the hot hand while he's playing really good baseball in a game where the over should be in play here for sure. So I think there's going to be some runners on base for Cattell to definitely knock home as well. I think he can get the job done.
I like it. I'm always down to back Cattell Marte.
Yeah,
but I'm locking in the over of 7.5 here. I was checking weather. It doesn't actually feel like weather's going to be on our side, but you know what? I'm kind of saying fuck it here.
Yeah, just take a look.
I'm just calling my
see
shot.
If the weather's there or not.
Again, I'm in a situation though where I can get 7.5 for minus 118, or an 8 flat for minus 104.
Yeah, I'm seeing a minus 115 on ESPN bet.
Fine, gut. I'll sign up for fucking ESPN bet.
just get the fuck on it. Just lock in, Stain. Lock in.
I don't use code gut.
Yeah, if I use code GOOD is when you sign up on ESPN bet.
Good.
Anyway, yeah, so I like the over for sure. We could definitely lock that one in. But all right, and our last game today, our last stain of the day is gonna be the Braves Dodgers. More wash. Braves look like shit. Dodgers are cooking. Minus 232 for the Dodgers in this one. Over under is 8. Everything's with the Dodgers. Everything's on the over. Blake Snell's on the mound. Bryce Elder's on the other side. You have any thoughts on this wash?
Dude, I kind of, man. I mean, I took the over last game, and it was tragic. Am I not mistaken? But the Dodgers won like. Did they win 1-0? They won 3-1. Sorry, yeah. 3-1. For the longest time, it was like
1-0.
1-0. So I thought maybe the game just ended like that. But, I mean, this Braves offense is just totally asleep right now. 0-7 or whatever. They've yet to win a game. Dodgers opposite, yet to lose a game. I don't know. Plus 210. Like it feels like a lot for this Braves team. They obviously haven't been playing well, but I'm down to ride with the Braves as huge dogs here. Again, like Blake Snell is not a dude that I really trust in the early part of the season. And And I think the Braves, like they're a pretty patient team. Like they tend to wait for their pitch, not really swing it a lot. And I think that's probably how you beat Blake Snell, a guy who relies heavily on strikeouts, but also walks a bunch of dudes. So I haven't checked a Blake Snell walk line. I'm assuming that is probably going to be set at like something stupid at like 2.5 or something. But
it is. I can check.
is LAD. Yeah, it's 2.5 with the over. Over's plus 140 though.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3 walks is a lot, but like also it is Blake Snell. It is April Blake Snell.
I think I would rather. I think I'd rather take the dog here with Atlanta.
I could definitely get behind the dog. Like,
plus 210 on
yeah.
DK right now.
I mean, I will say I don't feel good about Bryce Elder against the Dodgers. Like that's not something I really want to back. Which again kind of leads me to think that like maybe we should just take the over, because I think the Braves, even though they are in a total slump right now, like they're still the Braves. They should match up well against Snell. Elder is going to get shoved around by the Dodgers just like everyone else. So, yeah, I'm down to take the over, but like plus over 2-to-1 odds for the Braves also seems like a lot.
I kind of want to take it. 210. I mean, shit.
Yeah, it's
Like,
it's a lot. I'm just gonna be so pissed though when when Bryce Elder lets up like 5 runs in the first 3 innings,
yeah.
and then the Braves are gonna continue hitting like 120.
Definitely a possibility for sure.
Yeah,
Dodgers always find ways to win.
I'm going over.
All right.
I gotta go back to the over. They scored no runs yesterday. They have to score runs today.
Going on the over today. Where are you taking it at? 8 or 7.5?
I don't see any more 7.5s.
I just see mega juiced on FanDuel, but an ESPN bet, of course. But so that's fine.
I'm taking 8 flat. FanDuel I think is 8.5 now.
Really? Yeah, I just see it at 8 flat everywhere. All right. What's our plus money play of the day? What do we add into this slate for us today?
Sorry, real quickly. I think weather's going to be on our side in the Dodger game, so I'm locking in 8.
All right, I'll take 8. I'll tell you.
All right, dogs. Let's run back from the top here. Okay. Royals plus 100. I'm down for that. Angels at plus 130. Feels like a lot of the same dogs here.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to be between those two. Orioles at also plus 100. Yeah. Could do that.
Diamondbacks, you think in the Bronx?
Don't
Rodon,
hate it, but I think I like the other options better.
Okay.
But like also I could be down.
KC at plus 100 feels good.
KC at 100 does feel good.
That's the one we're out.
Again, like I've not had a lot of success betting on Brewers game in general.
Yeah,
but
you just
KC plus 100 feels good.
Yeah. All right, I'll take KC, Kansas City at plus 100 there. Feels like a pretty good spot. We're also adding the over on the Dodgers game. That's another one we're going to be adding the over to. That I also like the play of. And then earlier we added another fucking play. What did we add?
We went with Sonny Gray earlier.
And then we added the over of that same game of the Angels. Or under
first 5.
115. Yeah, first 5. Okay. So we added the under of the first 5 of the Angels-Cardinals game. We added the Kansas City Royals plus 108. And then we got the Braves-Dodgers over 8. So
Sorry, looking back at these real quick, the under in Giants Astros also feels pretty strong if we want to add that. If I get it feels good, I'll add it.
Under at 8? Where are you seeing the odds at?
Sorry.
First 5?
Nah, I'm talking first 5.
First 5. Oh yeah, you were talking at getting them at 4 or 4.5 for the juice.
Yeah.
You took it at 4.
Well, there's 4 and there's 3.5s. I'm not sure which one's better. 4 at -110 or 3.5 at +110. But either way, I think runs are going to be limited in this one. Out of all the bulletin ones that we saved for later, I think this is the one I feel best about. But I also don't know if I might be forcing it.
I think I'm going to stay away from this one, but
okay. All right. I'm down to stay away.
You can see it on Tony's slip for sure in the Discord. So if you guys are in the Discord,
I'll decide
join the Discord.
Next,
it's free to join the Discord, so make sure you join in there. Me and Tony post plays every single day. Appreciate everybody for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and follow if you haven't already. We're live on here damn near every single day. Yeah, we'll catch you guys next time. I appreciate you guys for tuning in as always. And we'll see you in Valhalla. See you tomorrow. Peace.
How good I'll fake it. It's alright, alright.